technical difficulty, but just trying to figure out if anyone out there does have Facebook profiles, what they currently look like, if they're personal, if they're business. Looks like you've had quite a few people that have responded to that, and we'll go ahead and share these results. So a lot of people, 43% have personal, 7% have business, and 29% have both. Okay, this is what we pretty much expected. We've got some people that are out there using Facebook personally, and as you can see, there's still about 21% of you that do not use Facebook at all. We're going to talk a little bit about what Facebook can do for your business and how easy it is to get everything set up, but then we're going to get into a few of the finer details of how you can use Facebook effectively.
Yeah, so we've said most people are already on Facebook, so you know what's value as an individual. Some people see as the value as a business, but I definitely, if you haven't started on Facebook, it's right for you. It's right for your business. I mean, your customers expect to find you there. I think Facebook is the big one. It's great. More interaction with your customers. You get to develop a lot of good rapport with your customers on Facebook. There's always something going on there. So what you need to do is, first of all, for anyone who doesn't have a Facebook account, definitely set one up. Set up a personal account. I think you have a choice with a business account or versus personal, but I think personal is better. It gives you a lot more options. When you set it up, Facebook will explain that to you. The first thing you want to do when you're starting your Facebook page is just establish an objective or a goal. Know what you want to accomplish going into it so that you can measure its effectiveness. Also, cool stuff to talk about. You know your business best, and if you're doing it, there's got to be something cool to talk about. There's lots of different things.
And you can kind of see here, we're gonna take a look at some of the different websites also. But you can see here, there's a couple different pages you can set up. There's the community page, which is a little bit, I think, geared towards nonprofits and maybe different causes that you might have for general support. But then there's the official page, which I think a lot of you are running a local business. You know, this is what you probably want to open up. And it looked like there were a few people. I think it was like about 30% of you already had an official page. But this is kind of from the jumping off point. You want to set this up, and you can see the URL up here. We're going to have that in the emails to follow, but it's just facebook.com/pages/create.php, and we'll go ahead and give that information to you on the back end. So what you want to do is set everything up. And then after that, get into some of the other points here.
Yeah, when you're setting your page up, and again, you do want to choose an official page. If you set up a community page, you won't have the type of administrative control that you really need. But when you're choosing a name, definitely be selective. You can only choose your name once. It doesn't let you change it. So use your business name or website address in the title. Remember that Facebook is weighted pretty heavily also with Google and other search engines, so make it relative to your business, to your industry. As close to your business name as possible is probably a good way to go. And then after you set your page up, definitely set up a unique username, which you can do that right through the interface there, so that it's easy to find your page and you can display it as easy to read on your marketing materials. Mm-hmm. I suggest you setting your wall as your default landing tab for the page. It's up to you whether you want to show posts from everybody or just you. If you're not doing a custom tab like with a Facebook markup language, or if you're not getting it's a little bit more technical.
Yeah, can we talk about that? You kind of mentioned that Facebook markup language. That's basically a way for you to create custom Facebook pages, right? Or custom Facebook tabs.
Yeah,
okay, exactly.
The tabs.
So this FBML, you're probably going to hear a lot about that. That's really important to create a specific landing page. So if you wanted to, say, run special offers on your Facebook page, you could have an offer of the day, and that could be the landing page. And that would then link to your website, and people could come back and visit that on a daily basis. They could get that in their feed directly. So what you're doing is you're creating a two-way communication where you're not only hopefully driving people to your Facebook page, but in the end, you're driving them back to your website or to your local business. You can put a coupon up there. You know, for any of your Facebook fans, they can print off a coupon and they can come in. So all of a sudden you're using this to help you drive traffic to your end business.
Yeah, and it's a great idea to start to set that up. I definitely recommend it. When you're first starting out and seeing what works for you, yeah, put them on the wall. It'll attract more people to come in and interact with your page than it would to set it on the info, which is default. And also when you're creating your Facebook comment, the same for any other social network. Be creative. You can do pretty much anything, but keep it short and simple. Most importantly, add things regularly.
Okay, yeah, and I think the other important thing is to post a lot of pictures and videos. I have an example here of a Facebook fan page that I really like. It's a local business here. We're based near the Philadelphia region, and this is actually just a small restaurant. It's the Stone Rose here in Conshohocken, which sounds like a funny name, but it's a pretty nice town. And you can see here they have 2,400 friends, which is pretty great. They do a great job of announcing specials, interacting with their customers, posting pictures, posting videos of different events that they have and different specials. And this is someone who kind of really gets it. So what I would recommend is finding someone in your community, whether it be a restaurant or whatever it might be, someone in your industry that really seems like they're getting it. You don't have to copy them specifically, but you can at least go and see what they're doing and see how they're effective in the different methods to communicate with your audience. All right, moving along here. So 6 quick rules for Facebook content. Add new content regularly. You don't want to do overkill, but you definitely have to keep up with this. And this is something that can be very simple. If you want to post an article that you found that was really interesting about your industry, if you want to post a special, if you just want to make a comment about the weather, no matter what it is, make it and make sure it's also, too, relevant to your audience. So it's something that your customers want to know. Don't just say what you had for lunch. Not sure if that's really going to work. But if it's a beautiful day, you're going to have this window open or your patio is going to be open. If you're a restaurant, that makes sense. Somebody might say, hey, you know what, it is a really nice day. Maybe I'll walk by and stop and grab a coffee. Show your personality and be creative. This is really, really important. They don't want it to be a business. They don't want them to be talking to a business. They want to make it seem like they're talking to the owner of the business who is actually a person. And keep it short. You can put a huge post up there, but nobody's really going to read it. And this is a really good point to link to longer content if it's really necessary, if you want to really have like a huge post that goes really in depth about something. Yeah.
Yeah, you really want to get your idea out there, at least in the first 2 sentences. And if you can't do that, make it multiple. You can make it a little simple by spreading it out into multiple posts. The other thing is the most interaction on Facebook with pages is through the news feed. Most people don't go back to the page after their first visit. So I mean, when it pops up in your news feed, that's when you're going to get the best interaction. So it's important to keep updating that regularly.
Okay. So taking a look now, we're going to start getting into Twitter. And, of course, it looks like we're getting quite a few questions about Facebook. We're definitely going to take those afterwards and kind of get into some of your more in-depth questions. But you can see right now we've got a poll up just trying to get a look at who currently is using Twitter personally, who's using it for business, both, and then if you're not using it at all. All right, looks like we've got a pretty good amount of people that have responded. I'm going to go ahead and close that out. And let's take a look at the results. So as you can see here, it looks like some of you are using it personally, about the same amount are using it for your business, and about 8% are using it for both. But a huge percentage, 65 people, are not using Twitter at all. So this is good. What we're going to do is cover some of the basics for Twitter and go over some certain ways on how you can use it. And we're not going to get too deep into like power use or anything like that. We're just going to get you started, and this is a great slide to kind of go into that.
Yeah, real easy stuff about Twitter to give you an overview of how you can use it. It's a microblogging tool, allows you to say anything you want to anyone and everyone at the same time. Everything is public, or you can set yours to private as a user, but everything's basically public. You have 140 characters or less per tweet. You can follow an unlimited amount of people, and anyone can follow you. There's no accepting or denying people like on on Facebook as a friend request. You can say no. Now everything's public. It's completely open. You can search Twitter for anything, and it gives you instant access to what's being said about your business and your industry, which is really key, because Twitter is the here and now. This is what's going on right now and what people are thinking and talking about right this second.
Yeah, and I think it's important too. Search.twitter.com, the Twitter search engine. When you're just getting started, that's what I would recommend going to first. Taking a look at, if you're a local business, which most of you are, take a look at what people are talking about in your local region. Take a look at your business name. Are people already talking about you? Is there some links or some communications you could set up already? If you're in a specific industry, what are people saying about your industry? Can you make some connections industry-wide, things like that? So search.twitter.com, this is a really good tool to kind of get you started and get you working in the right direction. Extending the reach of your blog posts, really important as far as Twitter goes, getting that out there so that you can set up this network, and then it all kind of feeds together, and it feeds back to this blog, which feeds back to your website. So you put up a blog post, you tweet about it, your Twitter followers see that. Hopefully they're going to come back to your blog. It's going to add some traffic that way.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest misconceptions about Twitter is that there's no valuable content being shared. Everyone thinks, who cares what anybody had for lunch or for breakfast or whatever. But it's really interesting how the conversations develop on Twitter, because your friend might say, oh, I had pizza for lunch, and then somebody might comment and said, oh, where'd you get your pizza from? I just went to so-and-so restaurant, and now they're talking about your restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
It's how a lot of conversations start, and they build up on each other like that.
Yeah, and it's nice to be part of that conversation. And getting into some of these other basics. So search Twitter to see how it's being used in your industry. One of the most important things is choosing a great name or a handle, right?
Yeah, the name is really important. Once you set it up, you can't change it. You get one per email account. You want to make it as short as possible, because when anybody's talking to you, they only have that 140 characters, and that really adds up pretty quickly. Descriptive and relevant to your company, as close to your company name as possible, or as close to your website address as possible even. Your Twitter URL is automatically the same as your handle. Like we're 1-in-1, we're twitter.com/1-in-1 set up. And it's the same kind of content as anything else. I mean, just because it's short, you can still really pack a lot into that 140 characters, because you can link out to anything else. You can link out to your blog or your Facebook page. It's a great way to share that information. And when we keep saying, you'll see RT is retweet. There's a lot of different stuff going on here. Another thing to keep in mind whenever you're going on to these new networks, I mean, check out the language and really get used to it before you get started. It'll help you out a lot.
Yeah, and in the email we send out afterwards, we're going to have a lot of resources for you, a lot of links, a lot of places you can go to find out more information about this. This is not, as far as I'm concerned, this is just the kind of the jumping off point for you. This is a great way for us to kind of talk about what you can do and how you can do it, but there are so many great resources out there, and we're going to give you about 10 or 15 in the presentation, and then afterwards we'll have even more for you. Some of these definitions, you've probably been reading through them. A tweet, of course, is just the post, the message that you're putting out there. It's 140 characters. The handle is your name. If you follow someone, that means that you're basically going to see anything that they post in your Twitter feed. It's just a feed, and we'll take a look at one of those in a little bit. The replies, that's just someone that's replying to you so that you can be made aware of it and you can have a communication with them. Retweet is if you post something that looks really cool, or it's something that someone finds interesting, they can actually go ahead and just retweet that out to their followers, and then it sort of becomes viral. This is something that you want to do. You want to get good content, get it first, send it to your followers, and then hopefully they'll go and retweet it, so maybe some more people can find you that way and you continue to build your network. Direct message, not really used that often anymore, right?
Yeah, it's kind of fallen off.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could send an email if you want to, but more often than not, most of the Twitter conversations are in public anyway, so direct message is just a private message. Hashtag, this is something where you'll see these at the end of a lot of comments or messages. This is just something that might be trending, something that makes it a lot easier to find it. So if a lot of people are talking about a certain topic like the World Series, then there'll be a